Hello guys, and for this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the rules for adding suffixes to root words. Let's begin by looking at our list today on your page that I've given you. Okay, so we're going to go down to the suffixes, rules for adding suffixes. And I just want to go through that. You have an assignment afterwards to complete, and hopefully this will help as we go through this. And what I've done is I've highlighted in yellow across the ones that stay the same. So what we want to pay attention to is the top up here where it says when the suffix begins with a vowel or the suffix begins with a consonant, it changes what we do many times. Or if the suffix is the ing or the y, okay? So let's look at the very first line here. We're going to just walk through these rules, and hopefully they will help a little bit with understanding what you should be doing. So if your root word ends in a consonant plus a y, for example, rely or funny or fancy or try. So you have a consonant and the y. So they all end y and they have a consonant, okay? And then the suffix begins with a vowel, okay? So we're going to use the suffix ed, okay? You're going to change the y to an I, because T-R-Y-E-D, no, it doesn't work. So we will change that Y to an I, okay? So if it consonant and a Y, you change the suffix, the Y to an I. And you also change the Y to an I if your suffix begins with a consonant. So here, this is kind of the same, right? So we change that Y to an I normally. But when we add ing, it doesn't make sense to add an I and then have an I. So it would be T-R-I-I-N-G, trying. So for this one, we don't. But otherwise, this remains the same. These, you change the Y to the I. So if a word ends in Y, take that Y, change it to an I, unless you're adding ing. So that one's fairly simple, hopefully, to remember. Now, if the root word ends with a vowel plus a Y, okay, so that was a consonant. If it ends with a vowel plus a Y, like a, play, P-A, the vowel, Y, A and Y, you're just going to add the suffix all the way across, okay? You don't have to change anything. So if it's like an AY, you don't have to change it. It's only if there's a consonant before that Y, okay? So these two are your rules on the Y, okay? So consonant, really everything, you change the Y to an I, except when you add ing, okay? All right, let's move to the next one. If the root word ends in an E, and that E is silent, okay? So for example, remove, the E you don't hear, right? And you want to add a suffix, and the suffix begins with a vowel. You're going to drop that E because you don't pronounce that E. You don't need to even really see that E so that the next vowel can take place, and that's the vowel that you will say, okay? That's the vowel that you will say. We kind of have a rule. When there are two vowels together, you say the first one and you forget the second one, like teach, it's T-E-A. You say the E, you forget the A, okay? So it's important here that you drop that E, okay? Because we don't keep that, we don't make that sound. So we're going to drop that E, and then if it begins with a vowel, we just start it with a vowel. Now, if it begins with a consonant, we keep it in there, okay? If it's a vowel, it would be a vowel, vowel. we drop that first that silent E because we don't want to say it. We don't want to say it. We don't need to see it. But if it's a consonant, we leave it in there. Okay? Hope that's not too confusing. All right, if we add the ing, again, we have a vowel and a vowel, so we don't want to say that first one, so we're going to drop it and we're going to add that ing. Okay? Goes back to, in our pronunciation, if you have two vowels together, you say the first, you drop the second. So we don't want to do that. All right. If you have a Y, you add a Y at the end. So you've got a silent E and you add a Y, you drop it. You're going to treat that Y like a vowel sound. Okay. So you're going to remove the E. All right. Now the next one, no change. So if the root word ends with two consonants, and they don't have to be the same, okay? So CH, RM, MP, SS, you just add those suffixes, doesn't matter, okay? So collectible, soften, those two right there. Don't change anything. Helpful, okay, that was with the vowel. This is with the consonant, full, helpful. You just leave it the same. ING, just leave it the same. Y, just leave it the same, okay? Now, if the root word ends in a short vowel sound, like ah, or eh, or ah. Short is where your mouth drops, okay? So ah, long would be E, our mouth squeezes, okay? Short, our jaw drops, okay? So we have ah, eh, ah, okay, eh. But E is like we're pulling long vowels, A, okay, we pull them out. All right, so then if a root word ends in a short vowel sound and a consonant, up, hop, top, mat. So we have a short vowel, we have a consonant. What we're going to do is we're going to double that consonant letter when we add a vowel suffix, okay? So shop becomes shop, shopped. Hot becomes hotter, hottest, okay? It's a little different than our linking because when we link, it's like we forget the doubles. We don't put them, but when we're spelling it, we have to have those doubles, okay? Now, if it is a suffix that starts with a consonant, we just go ahead and add it, okay? So we double here. We don't double when it's got a consonant, okay? But when we have a vowel, we're going to double it. When we have a consonant, L-E-S-S, L-E-L-Y, N-E-S-S begins with the consonant, we do not double it, okay? If we add ing, we double it. If we add a Y, we double it. So the only one that we don't double when we have a short sound is when we add a consonant suffix, okay? And then the last rule here is the same all the way across, and this is the long vowel, okay? So we have the short vowel, we have the long vowel, and these always stay the same. It doesn't matter. You just add the consonant. You don't double up anything. You don't take away. So keep E, air, okay? E, O, E. These are all long vowel sounds. So we just add the vowel suffix. We add the consonant suffix. We don't change anything. So these are the rules for adding suffixes. And there are always some exceptions. So for example, let me tell you one exception here with your Y. if you add an ED to say pay, P-A-Y, you're going to change that Y to an I, P-A-I-D, paid. Or say, well, you drop that Y and change it to I, and you add said, okay? All right, so this is an introduction to some of our rules. There is another sheet that you have. There's a worksheet. There's 2 pages after this that I would like for you to complete. You're going to take the root word here. You're going to add the suffix. So what do you do with this? Do you leave the Y? Do you not? So you have your rules here, and then I want you to take that word. What does it mean? Do you know what it means? And then write a sentence, and I'll be able to know. And then you notice you have some blanks. So you can add your own word here in these blanks. All right. Okay, so that will be, let's go back to our modules. So again, you're just going right down this row, this row, okay, rules for adding suffixes, and you will complete that. I hope this has helped. Hang in there. You guys are doing great, and I'll talk to you on the next video.